Even the best teams can spin their wheels from time to time. Design thinking can help high-functioning teams be even more effective. But what happens when your process is chaos? Is there hope for you? Hi, I'm Tim Clark. I teach design thinking. As a product designer, I've used design thinking to up-level my process, including earning 5 Nike innovation patents. I've helped students and organizations transform their process and product experience. With this video, I'll answer a viewer question and delve deeper into the design thinking process. I recently received a great viewer question. How might I apply design thinking to my company? Our process is non-existent. Chaos reigns. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels and the team is fractured because of competing agendas. Help! First, I've totally been there. I feel you. Let me sketch out a scenario. I'm part of a team and their history and culture is that of not doing the research before the brief handover. But yet now the brief is handed over to the design team and the design team sees that the problem to be solved is not really there. So they spend 2 to 3 weeks of valuable time sussing out what the problem is, and then they design. At the first checkpoint, they present to the team what the problem is and the designs. Well, of course, this is the first time the team has actually seen the problem, and some may agree, some may not, and then the designs themselves are not fully given their due and may even be deep sixed. Of course, the design team now goes back and has to redesign, which may affect the deadlines along the way. It was in this environment where the design team was approached by leadership to do something we hadn't done before, to do something disruptive, to do something innovative. But we couldn't even think about doing it because we had no process. We literally just had to stop. We decided, let's do something different, and as a small team, we created a small strike force. And with this strike force, we went back out to the rest of the team and said, hey, this is what we need to do for the business. This is what we're asked to do, but we need to do something very, very different. Can you join along with us, humor us? And maybe some things will help the process going forward. Maybe some things we'll leave them as they were. I'll revisit this project a little bit later on in the video, but let me start with the lack of formalized process. Lack of a formalized process is what we suffer from. We may not know a better way, so let's be easy on ourselves, but you can influence only what you can influence. Another way to look at it is that it's okay to start your own process. One of the things that's been helpful for me is to look at the end in mind. What does success look like? And then build the process back from there. And what are the biggest pain points? Is it in the beginning when you're trying to figure out what the user problem is and doing the research and agreeing as a team what that brief looks like? Or is it in the middle where you really don't have enough ideas or brainstorming firepower to get the real ideas that you want and need? Or is it in communicating with the leadership and helping them buy into the actual designs that were created? Whatever it is, start there and build your process brick by brick, season after season. And after each season, sit down as a team with true honesty and debrief what happened, what worked, what didn't work. Keep the pieces that are working and then be willing to let go the things that weren't. Second, another contributor to the chaos is competing agendas and fractured efforts. This is just natural. Each of our functions may have slightly different metrics measuring their success that are different from one another. Design, development, and engineering, innovation, business, marketing, all may have slightly different measures for success, but we're all working on the same project. I had an experience where I was working with an innovation partner, and we found that we kept butting heads. And eventually we sat down and we asked each other a key question. What does success look like for you? And we were each able to articulate what our measure of success was. And we realized that although the product that we were working on, that success was key to everything, we were coming at it from different perspectives and we were being judged by our own organizations differently. So knowing what each of us valued going into the project, we were able to realize that and also find common ground, that win-win, that we could then work together as a team. Another way to beat the chaos is to flip the script. Midway through a project, it's very common to be very insular and focused on the team and the team dynamics in the project. But have we forgotten about the customer? Invite the customer into the process once again. This could be metaphorically, this could also be physically. Could we show the customer some concepts and get their feedback? This helps to renew the perspective and renew focus on the customer and can oftentimes reframe our thinking and keep us on the path of success towards the customer. So what happened with that project I talked about a little bit earlier? We had a small team of 3 people, a designer, a developer, and an engineer. And we looked at the process and what worked for us, what didn't work for us. And what we realized is that the briefing and the user information was actually pretty good. So we kept that part of the process. We didn't have to figure that out. But what we did is we realized it was the brainstorming, it was the ideation, and getting the product made where we needed the most help. So we focused on that part of the process instead. And what we found by brainstorming, iterating quickly, and testing is we were able to shave off months of our development process, and we were able to prove to the rest of the team what we could do in a shorter period of time. So what are the key takeaways? Every process has room for improvement. And for those of us who have cultures or teams where process seems to be non-existent and chaos reigns, we can use design thinking to hone in small pieces of it and make those work for us season by season by season, iterating them as if we're iterating on a project. Again, here are 3 ways to create process from chaos. Number 1, don't be afraid to create your own process, starting with the biggest pain point. Number 2, understand individual viewpoints as they may be different, but have a shared script for the team. And number 3, when things get insular, focus on the customer. The best product doesn't always win. So why do some products stick and others die? I have 3 secrets for product success, and I'd like to give it to you as a gift to say thanks. To get your free PDF, hit the link in the description below. And what would you like to see in future videos? Do you have any questions or concerns about using design thinking? It would mean the world to me. Thanks.